Welcome back to the channel, guys. As you can see by the title and the thumbnail, this is getting a job while on probation slash parole. And what we're going to talk about is the importance of getting a job and keeping it. But before we do, if you're new to the channel, around 1990, I became involved with drugs and gangs. Over the next 15 years or so of my life, I would hurt a lot of people, not only myself, but a lot of those that were close to me, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I tell these stories not to glorify uh, the stuff that I went through, but to let you know that it don't need to be you. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Smash that like button, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and share the video. It really helps us to grow. Also, hit that notification bell so that anytime I go live or I drop a new video, you will be alerted. Also, make sure you hit all on that one. For those of you that were in the live last night, I appreciate you all. It was a really good one, some good conversation in there. So shout out to you guys. So now, the topic is getting a job while on parole. Now, the thing is, this is not always easy, especially depending on the charges that you had, or it don't necessarily need to be while you're on parole or probation. It could be coming out of rehab. It could be getting clean. And, we weren't necessarily maintaining a proper job prior to that. So, when you're ready to jump into the labor market, the best thing to do is get any job that you can get. And I can tell you, and I've told you guys before in previous stories, if you've been rocking with me for a while, when I got out in 06, my first job was for Liberty Tax in San Bernardino. If you don't know what Liberty Tax is, I'll put an image up so you can see what that looked like. Now, imagine me, in my mind, this big, tough, convicted felon type, basically holding a sign that says Liberty Tax and wearing a blue dress. Totally killer to the ego, very humbling, but it was a job, and that's where I needed to start. And I would go on to build from there. My next job, I would be a handyman slash maintenance guy at a senior living facility, which I was surprised I was even able to get into with my, criminal record. But the thing is, I had a job. I was holding on to that job. I was doing well at that job. I got a good reference from that job. And that's why it's important when you get that first job to hold on to it. There's going to be days where you want to say, screw everybody. I'm tired of this stuff, the way people are talking to me, type of stuff. And I'm not saying to just let people talk to you any old way, but you have to approach that professionally. Because basically, you could tell somebody to go screw themselves in a professional way, and it's not something that's going to make you necessarily lose your job. So we got to get that job. We got to hold on to that job while we're looking for the bigger and better thing, the bigger and better deal, right? Because there is a bigger and better deal out there. From the maintenance job that I was at, my temper got the best of me, and I ended up getting terminated from that job. But I was there for about a year. So now I have some job history. So I took a step backwards from that one, and I ended up getting hired on with this carnival. Yeah, your boy was a carny. If you want to roast me in the comments on that one, I ain't even mad at you. But the thing is, I was working at the Orange Show in San Bernardino. I was a janitor, basically. Well, I was like one of the lead janitors, but it was only a 2-week gig. So, this is something for now to put some money in my pocket so I can pay some bills. But where do we go from here, right? So this was a traveling carnival, and I did a good job with them. They liked me. So they allowed me to go to Phoenix with them to the next stop, which was kind of hard because being away from the family and stuff. But, I needed to maintain a job. I needed to maintain an income. So I went out there, took a risk with that one. We did the Arizona State Fair, and I was able to get in good with some people, and they actually assisted me in getting my Class A license. So the thing is, you never know what that next opportunity is going to lead to. And the thing is, if we get in our ego and tell ourselves, I'm better than this job, you never know what could come from it. And to be honest with you, what's the alternative? Being a trustee in the county jail for no money at all, or in going to the joint and having a job making 12 cents an hour, 18 cents an hour. I think my when I worked in the kitchen in the joint, I was making 9 cents an hour. So when I got out, I think minimum wage in Cali was like 7. The job at Liberty paid 10. So yeah, it was an embarrassing thing, but it was good money. And people would clown me standing out there on the corner, waving my sign. But when I would tell them I'm making $10 an hour, a lot of times they would say, "Are they still hiring?" So, it's all about the approach. And like I said, that first job led to a better job. I thought it was a step back, but it ended up being an even better job, which allowed me to get my Class A license and bring me to where I'm at now. So, that's the thing. You got to get a job, hold on to it, and always have your ear to the pavement, basically looking for that better job. Because, like I said, what's the alternative? Like no job, like welfare, if you can even get it. Food stamps. Like what do food stamps buy? Not much, Like you get homeless food stamps in Cali. I think it's like 200 a month. That's nothing. I spend more than that in a week at the grocery store now. So, and I don't say that to, you know, be like, oh, I'm some great guy or something, but, feeding a family is not cheap. And even feeding yourself, $200 a month, like you're eating top ramen and drinking Crystal Light. You know what I mean? But, you end up in prison working these jobs, and, those aren't any better options. And, you get in prison, chances are you're going to work. Maybe you got to hustle. Maybe you get locked up in AdSeg. You're not going to be able to work. Or you end up in the shoe. You're definitely not going to be able to work. But if you're on the main line, like you want one of those pay numbers so that you have a little something extra every month to go to the commissary with. Unless you have a rich family that's taking care of you like that. But, most of us don't, right? And even if we did, we tend to burn those bridges when we're in our addiction. So, you know, get a job, keep a job, keep your ear to the pavement, and always be on the lookout for that better job. Eventually, you're going to get to the job where you're like, this is cool. I could kick it here for a while. That's what I'm doing now. Like I've been at the spot I'm at now for I believe I just passed 6 years there. So, I mean, I'm sure I could find a job that makes even more money, but I'm all right where I'm at. Like the grass is always greener, but you know, you have to take into consideration what you have. Are you, making ends meet? And, I'm doing that right now. So, all is good. But, ultimately, the goal is to get free from addiction. That's the starting point. Once you're able to do that, then you can start looking at career opportunities, maybe furthering your education. That's important. I did that when I first was out and on parole. Uh, I ended up with my associate's degree in human services, drug and alcohol counseling, basically. So, I didn't go too far with that one. Didn't never made a dime off of that one, to be perfectly honest with you. Like trucking ended up being my thing, but everything happens for a reason. So, uh, ultimately, like I always say, it's all about building a strong foundation around you. It's all about having that team. You're the president and your team is the Secret Service. You know, if they're all getting high, then you're going to get high too. You want that buffer zone around you, and you become that buffer zone for them as well. That's kind of the way the strong foundation works. So uh, work on that. Like, you got to change everything, though, and the thing is, you got to be ready. If you're not ready to make a change, nothing I or anybody else can say to you is going to make you change. So, but if you are ready, jump on Google, find a Narcotics Anonymous meeting, an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, find some meeting around you and go check that meeting out. Go, the first time I went to a meeting, I sat in the back and I didn't say shit. Real talk. You know what I mean? The second time I went, I still didn't say shit. I didn't have much to say. I thought that stuff was kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you. But I started hearing the message and I started learning about what I needed to do to, remain sober. So the message is there if you want it. Like I said, just jump on Google, find a meeting near you, and go check it out. You don't have to go in there and have much to say. You just got to show up, and you just got to keep going to gain some traction in sobriety. So family, fitness, and freedom are the things that allowed me to get my life back in order and become the person that I am today. Uh, Good, bad, indifferent, whatever you think. But, and they can help you as well. Family don't necessarily need to be blood. It's the people that care about you and the people that you care about. That's the family part. Fitness, get yourself a gym membership, or, go in the backyard and start doing some push-ups, some burpees, things like that. Get your fitness on. You'll feel better. Believe me, I always feel great after a good workout. And freedom from active addiction, freedom from incarceration, freedom from all of that stuff. That's the recipe, guys. It's just a matter of whether you want to break that recipe out and use it. It's not the same for everybody. So a lot of people are different, but that's what worked for me. So if you're new to sobriety, welcome. I believe in you. You can do this. Trust me. If I could do it, you could do it. Excuse me. So that's the video for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't look at the mountain. Oh yeah, real quick before I'm done. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that like button, drop a comment, share the video, hit the notification bell, put it on all, so that when I do a new video or I go live, you will be notified and you can check it out when you're ready. Also, hit that join button and become a member. That's the best way to support Broken Bobby's transformation. So if you are so inclined to do that, please do so. And once again, don't look at the mountain. Just start climbing.